The law firm Parker Price Miller will lead the field of green through the Ironworkers start zone off of turn 4. Parker Price Miller out to the early lead. Look at Jacob Begenwald battling for the second spot. He dives to the bottom of 3 and 4. He'll have the second spot on the opening lap. Parker Price Miller leads the field down the back straightaway ahead of Jacob Begenwald and Chris Frank with a caution on the speedway. We got 2 twisted up on the bottom of turn 2. Lap in, 24 laps to go. Parker Price Miller brings the field back to green. Billy Dietrich jumps around Chris Frank for the 3rd spot. He'll set his sights on a tail tank and Jacob Begenwald running a strong second in that Fairhope Holdings 3J. That is a 2.65 second advantage. AJ Flick has reeled in the tail tank of Billy Dietrich for 3rd. Parker Price Miller already closing into traffic. AJ Flick has spun to a stop in turn 2. Slow roll through 3 and 4. Miller's back on the gas. Begenwald diamonds down to the bottom, trying to hold off Billy Dietrich in 2nd. Begenwald again protects the bottom in 1 and 2, trying to get a good run off the bottom. Dietrich crosses underneath. He'll try to slide him through 3 and 4. Give the 2nd spot to Billy Dietrich. Leaders down the backstretch, Parker Price Miller, then Billy Dietrich. Tim Schaefer has driven underneath Jacob Begenwald, shuffled him back to 4th. Carl Bowser trying to take the 4th spot to Begenwald to move him back to 5th. Begenwald's going to hold that at least 1 more lap. He tries to regain his composure after losing a couple spots there to veterans Billy Dietrich and Tim Schaefer. Carl Bowser will now take the 4th spot and shuffle Begenwald back to 5th. Begenwald battles right back and forth. Continues to hold the 4th spot. Bowser a little bit better, 1 and 2. Begenwald was the least in that last turn. And you'll get the 5 knuckle shuffle from Dan Hunkley. 5 laps to go for Parker Price Miller. AJ Flick is finally around Begenwald for the 7th spot. 3 laps to go. Heavy traffic still for your leader, Parker Price Miller. If he can get around Dietrich here, or Jarek here, who'll have a little bit of open track with just Will Fleming between him and the checkered flag. 2 sticks at the stand. 2 laps to go for Parker Price Miller. Still working lap traffic and John Jarek. Makes the lap traffic no problem here and coming to the checkered flag. It is Parker Price Miller in the Indy Race Parts 71 machine. Dietrich comes home 2nd, Schaefer 3rd, Bowser 4th, Ryan Smith rounds out the top 5. 6 rows of 48 of Flinter and the 84 of Wiley. We are green. Alex Free has the early lead ahead of Logan Zarin. Dalton Branner battling for the 4th spot. Miley and Wicker battling for 6th. Caution on the speedway. Lights out, back to green now in turn 4. Better restart that time for the A-Train, Alex Free. Cars are battling wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Zarin to the high side, Free through the middle. Zarin's going to have the advantage off of turn 4. Michael Norris back into the 3rd spot under Yetter. contact between Yetter and Norris. Wiggles Norris, but he gathers it back in. Kenny Schoenbrand get another good run on the bottom of 3 and 4. He's up to the 4th spot. Yetter made a little bit of contact with Norris, lifted just enough to let Uncle Kenny get by. Everybody stays clean and green. Colton Flinter starting to make his way to the front. He's underneath Miley as they battle for 6th. Trying to make it a 3-car battle with Yetter for 5th. Out front, Logan Zarin. Free gave up the bottom line that time to Kenny Schoenbrand. Schoenbrand comes up a little bit short, still has 3rd as Free holds the 2nd spot. Good tight shot there on Dirt TV of Kenny Schoenbrand trying to hold off Michael Norris. Alex Free has not let Logan Zarin drive away. Still right there within striking distance. 2 or 3 car lengths behind. Good battle rages on for 3rd. Norris just took it back to Schoenbrand at the line by 1/1000th of a second. Ryan Kristoff, the lap car, slide job underneath the lapper by Logan Zarin to hold the lead through 3 and 4. Schoenbrand still holding off Michael Norris for 3rd. Free, almost squeezed into the wall by Gary Lau, just trying to stay out of the way. And now contact between Norris and Free sends Free spinning. Caution on the speedway. Norris and Zarin wheel to wheel off at turn 2. Zarin noses ahead down the backstretch. Slide job by Michael Norris across the nose of Zarin. Norris to the lead on lap 22. Zarin trying to cross back under. Zarin to the lead down the backstretch. Norris heads to the high side. Zarin on the bottom. Here comes Uncle Kenny, following Zarin through the bottom. Timing and scoring shows Norris by the lead. 0.23 of a second. Zarin not giving it up. Right on the back bumper. Zarin dives to the bottom of 3 and 4 as they come to the white flag. Zarin gives Norris enough room to squeak by and hold the lead at the white. Michael Norris has the lead down the backstretch. What does Logan Zarin have up his sleeve? Slide job into 3 and 4. Contact between Zarin and Norris, and Kenny Schoenbrand gets the win. Kenny Schoenbrand steals the opening night win as Zarin and Norris come together, come to the checkered flag. Good start there by Garrett Crummer, who takes a 2nd spot from Swartzlander down the front stretch. Garrett Crummer will chase Cooter King down the back stretch. They'll both dive into the bottom of 3 and 4. Behind them, it's Swartzlander, Murdoch, and Shingledecker. Seems like those guys have been in the top 5 for the last 2 decades. And Crummer as they start to reel in Carly Miller at the tail of the field. Garrett Crummer up over the top side of 3 and 4. He tried a different line. Didn't work out, didn't lose a spot, but he lost some ground to Cooter King, who's trying to make his way through the lap traffic. Caution on the speedway. Right now we got Russ King Jr., Garrett Crummer. Field is back to green. Young gun Aiden Cipriano trying to join in the top 5 battle with the veteran drivers of King, Crummert, Murdoch, and Swartzlander. Kyle Fink, not necessarily young, but not quite as many years of experience as that top 4. He's been fast and Skidmore 17M all night. Kyle Fink trying to drive around Swartzlander. Swartzlander hold a spot down the backstretch. Caution on the speedway. Got another one crossed up in turn 1. Like the price tag of Post Malone singing the national anthem. Doubt he'll do that for free. 3 wide at the flag stand to restart. Lap number 10 here. Murdoch on the bottom. King in the middle. Crummert on the high side. They're still 3 wide off of turn 2, but a caution on the speedway. And Swartzlander from row 2. Shingledecker and Cipriano from row 3. Back to green. Good restart here for Crummert. King's going to head to the high side. Murdoch's going to follow Crummert through the bottom. Bottom of 1 and 2 out front. It's Crummert as he comes to the cross flags. Good shot there for those of you watching Dirt TV of the battle for the lead between Crummert. King with a great run off the top of 4. King now to the top of 1 and 2. Rex King Jr. to the lead down the backstretch. King heads back to the high side, bounces off of turn 4. He'll officially take the lead on lap 14. Rex King Jr. White flag at the stand this time for Cooter. Crummert still second, and Murdoch, Shingledecker, and Swartzlander. This literally could be any race in the last 10 years in this division. Amazing the consistency of these top 5 drivers. Off of turn 4 for the final time. Your feature winner on opening night is Rex King Jr. Crummert second, Murdoch third, Shingledecker fourth, and Brian Swartzlander is 5th. Joey Zambody brings the field to green. Three wide for second behind your leader, Joey Zambody. Bish has the second spot. Cattell is trying to nose under Hartsfeld for third. Your leader on lap 1 is the body, Joey Zambody, but here comes Kurt Bish with a big run off of turn 4. Bish through the middle, Zambody trying to hang on to the bottom of 1 and 2. Good run off the bottom of 2 for Zambody. He'll hold the lead coming in 3 and 4. Bish this time will try to beat Zambody into the bottom of 1 and 2. He gets there and they both wash up into turn 2. Bish is going to take the lead down the backstretch. Hartsfeld is doing a great job holding his line, but pretty clearly holding up Cattellis and Schneider. There, Cody Cattellis finally sneaks by, and here comes Chris Schneider trying to do the same, but Hartsfeld shuts the door, trying to get around Hartsfeld in the 101. 5 laps to go for your leader. Bit of heavy traffic here for Bish. Once he gets around Kugel and Gabriel, who have some open track probably the whole way to the checkered flag. We'll see if Joey Zambody can take advantage of this lap traffic. Seems like they're in the same line Zambody wants to run. Bish not sure if he wants to go high or low around Gabriel. And into 3 and 4, he'll come to the checkered flag. Your opening night feature winner in the Pro Stocks, Kurt J. Bish. Zambody second, Tellis third, Schneider fourth, Tim Bish in 5th.
Catch all the Lernerville action live and on demand at dirt.tv. And stay up to date with all Lernerville Speedway news at lernerville.com.